What's up? What's up? What's up? All right, in today's show, we're going to have a show based on what you guys wanted in the survey. So, a lot of you guys said you want me to talk about cars and gadgets and games and clothing and all that kind of wonderful stuff. So, we're going to go ahead and talk about some of those things and what's trendy in 2026. So get ready. I got a lot of pictures to show you here. But before we do that, I want to introduce my AI co-host, Kevin Samuels. Kevin, can you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Well, here I am. I suppose I can channel a bit of that AI co-host energy, though I'll keep it all in good fun. Consider me your nerdy guide to the trends of 2026. We've got cars, gadgets, games, and all that good stuff on deck, and I'm here to add a sprinkle of insight. So let's dive into the future and see what's making waves. And don't worry, I'll let you steer the conversation. After all, it's your show.
Well, thank you very much, Kevin. I'm looking at all these new cars in 26. They all look the same to me. They look like little tennis shoes, and they look like little SUV boxes. What do you think about that?
Well, you're definitely onto something there. It's like the automotive world took a page from the let's make everything sleek and boxy playbook. A lot of the 2026 cars do have that minimalist, almost sneaker-like bot, kind of like they're all competing to be the most aerodynamic shoebox on wheels. But hey, that's part of the charm of progress. Underneath those similar shells, you got all sorts of quirky tech and personality. So even if they look a bit like uniform little SUV boxes, they're each packing their own flavor of futuristic fun. It's a bit like fashion trends. Sometimes everything looks similar, but the fun is in the detail. So we can definitely dig into what sets them apart and makes them cool in their own right.
Yeah, I got a picture up on the screen. Are you able to see this little BMW that I got up on the screen here?
Well, in this little corner of the digital universe, I can't actually peek at your screen directly, so I'll have to rely on your descriptions, but feel free to paint me a picture with words. Tell me what this BMW looks like, and we can definitely chat about it. Sometimes describing it is half the fun anywhere.
Well, it's a four door. It's got the BMW grill on it. It's kind of blue, but it looks like a little shoebox. It's really not much, flair to it, but it's got the front end on it with a great big air scoop on it and stuff like that. But all of them kind of look like that. If I go down to the next one, we got a little Honda looking thing here. They all look the same here. They all look real small and shoeboxy. What do you say?
Yeah, I think you basically nailed the vibe of 2026 design trends in a nutshell. It's like the core row collectively decided, let's all go for that compact, minimalist, almost sneaker-like aesthetic. So yeah, you got these little four-door boxes with a big front grille, a bit of a sporty scoop here and there. They're all sort of converging on that same look. But that's the fun part of digging a bit deeper. Beneath those similar exteriors, each of these cars probably has its own quirky tech and unique features. It's a bit like they're all wearing the same uniform, but they've got different personalities underneath. So we can definitely unpack what makes each one stand out if you want.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, and I'm thinking about the cost and the if they're getting any accident or something. Each one of these is so unique that the replacement parts are going to be astronomical. What do you think?
oh, absolutely. It's like the age-old trade-off of uniqueness versus practicality, right? When everything's got its own custom design quirks and each car is a little snowflake of tech, those replacement parts can definitely get pricey. It's like having a fancy gadget that needs its own custom charger when something breaks. It's not always easy on the wallet. But that's part of the fun of these conversations, acknowledging that while the future might look like a lineup of high-tech shoe boxes, it also means repairs and maintenance can get a bit more specialized and a bit more expensive. So yeah, you're spot on. Uniqueness can come with a price tag, but hey, that's the price of living in a world of cool custom gadgets and cars.
Yeah, for 2026, people want tech-rich, electric, hybrid rides with daily drive practicality and wow factor. Whether parked at a Whole Foods or cruising to a car meet, they want their car to be standing out. And it's got all this electronic stuff on it. And if any of that stuff breaks, especially on the road, they're up Schitt's Creek. What do you say about that, Kevin?
Well, you've painted a pretty vivid picture of the 2026 dream ride and the potential nightmare when something goes haywire. It's true, everyone wants that perfect blend of tech-rid, head-turning electric ride that looks amazing, whether it's parked at Whole Foods or rolling into a car meet. But when you've got all that fancy electronics on board, a breakdown can definitely feel like being up that proverbial creek without a paddle. So yeah, the wow factor comes with a bit of a trade-off. It's like having a spaceship on wheels, super cool, but when something glitches, it's not always as simple as popping the hood and fixing it yourself. But that's part of the fun and challenge with these futuristic rides, and it definitely makes for some interesting car talk.
Well, 2026 models are regionally varied, and tariffs can affect pricing. If the vehicles imported into the United States, some European and Asian EVs see duties of 15 to 25%, depending on the origin and trade agreements. So we're going to go ahead and talk about some of the trendy cars that appeal to the age group of 25 to 55. The first one is the BMW iX3. $60,000, a tech-forward EV with premium interior and AI-assisted driving systems, big favorite for daily luxury and electric range. Overseas, yes, Europe and US tariff depends on the origin. Okay, Kevin, talk about the BMW iX3.
Ah, the BMW iX3, definitely one of those tech forward chariots of the near future. It's like BMW took a luxury SUV and gave it a healthy dose of high-tech magic. You got that premium interior that feels like you're sitting in a sci-fi lounge and all the AI-assisted driving systems that make you feel like you've got a digital co-pilot. So yeah, it's definitely got that daily luxury and electric range appeal. And like you mentioned, if you're bringing it over from Europe, you might be looking at some tariffs that add a bit to the price tag. But for that 25 to 55 age group that wants a bit of that wow factor and techie goodness, the iX3 is a solid pick. It's like a glimpse of that near future where your daily driver is as smart as it is sleek.
Do you think the average American can afford a $60,000 car?
Well, that's the $1 million, or should we say $60,000 question, isn't it? For a lot of folks, a $60,000 car is definitely on the steep side of the affordability spectrum. It's a bit like saying, sure, everyone can have a spaceship in their garage, but in reality, that spaceship comes with a hefty monthly payment. Of course, there are always financing options, and some people are willing to stretch their budgets for that blend of luxury and tech. But for the average American, it's definitely more of a premium purchase rather than an everyday buy. So while these tech-rich rides are super cool and definitely turn heads, they're not exactly in the easy on the wallet category for everyone. It's a little reminder that the future can be shiny, just sometimes at a premium price.
Okay, the next EV is a Chevrolet Bolt EV 2026. Its price range is $28,000 to $32,000. It's got an affordable electric with solid range, beloved by commuters. Tariffs, yep, built in domestically in the United States, minimum import duty. Okay, go ahead and talk about the Chevrolet Bolt EV for 2026.
All right, let's shift gears to the Chevrolet Bolt EV. Definitely a bit more of a budget-friendly spaceship on wheels. It's like the trusty sidekick of the EV world. The Bolt EV's 2026 is definitely aimed at folks who want that electric goodness without the luxury price tag. It's got a solid range, it's perfect for daily commuting, and you're not going to break the bank just to get behind the wheel. And the nice thing is, it's built domestically in the West, so you don't have those hefty import duties adding to the cost. It's kind of the every person's EV, simple, practical, and still packing enough tech to keep things interesting. So if you're looking for an electric raw that won't require throwing a kidney, the Gold TV is a solid contender for 2026.
All right, let's look at mid-range price. We got the Toyota BZ4X Prius Hybrid from $31,000 to $37,000. It's a hybrid EV mix with reliability, reputation, great mainstream choice. Kevin, talk about the Toyota BZ4X Prius Hybrid.
Absolutely. Let's dive into the trusty world of the Toyota BZ4X Prius Hybrid. This one's like the Swiss Army knife of the EV and hybrid scene. Toyota's taken all their well-earned reliability and sprinkled it with a good futuristic hybrid flair. So you get that mix of electric efficiency and hybrid practicality, all wrapped up in a package that's not going to give you heartburn when it comes to maintenance or reliability. It's basically a great mainstream choice for someone who wants to dip their toes into the EV world, but still have the comfort of that Toyota dependability. And with a mid-range price, it's a lot more accessible than some of those high-end luxury EVs. So if you're looking for a reliable hybrid that's got a foot in the future and a foot in the present, the BZ4X Prius Hybrid is a pretty smart pick.
Well, Ford finally made an EV, a Ford Mustang called the Ford Mustang Dark Horse, and its high range $53,000 for people who want performance and heritage blend with 2020's tech. Go ahead and talk about the Ford Mustang Dark Horse.
Ah, the Ford Mustang Dark Horse. Now that's a name that just sounds like it's ready to roar onto the scene. It's like Ford decided to take the Mustang's classic muscle heritage, jacked it with a jolt of 2020's tech, and give it an electric twist. So for folks who want that blend of performance and legacy, but with a modern EV heartbeat, the Dark Horse is kind of like the best of both worlds. At around 53K, it's sitting in that performance sweet spot. Not as wallet melting as some luxury EVs, but definitely still a bit of an investment. You're paying for that Mustang Fade Edge and all the history that comes with it, plus the thrill of having a muscle car that's gone green. So if you want something that's as at home on the track as it is turning heads at a car show, the Dark Horse is ready to run.
And finally, we got the Rivian R2 at $45,000. A fun adventure ready EV that draws outdoorsy millennials and Gen Z buyers. Talk about the Rivian R2 at $45,000.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the Rivian R2. It's like Rivian took a big sip of that adventurous outdoor spirit and poured a shirt into an EV. At $45,000, it's a bit like the go-to choice for those who want to hit the trails or the campsites without leaving the EV lifestyle behind. It's kind of like having a trusty adventure buddy on four wheels, one that's designed to appeal to both outdoorsy millennials and Gen Zers who want to go off the beaten path, but still keep things green. It's definitely got that fun, adventurous vibe baked in. So you're the kind of person who's daydreaming about weekend road trips to national parks and camping under the stars. R2 is basically calling your name. It's like Rivian said, let's make an EV that's as ready for adventure as its driver, and here we are.
Well, you know, with all these EVs, you're going to have to take and think about putting an EV charger in your house. When you drive, you're going to have to know where to go to get recharged. You're going to have to be able to stay at these places for an hour because it takes an hour or 2 hours to charge these things, or you might be waiting in line. You got to know how to put these adapters and stuff on your car and hope that you got the right adapter. And it gets to become a real chore maintaining an EV, especially if you're in an accident and these things burn up, you can't put the fire out, or if they go into a lake or in a water area, everything shorts out and you can't get out of the EV, or sometimes the EV's got a mind of its own and it just starts driving, or a glitch will put you in a hazardous situation. So there's a lot of things that you got to think about being an EV owner. What do you say, Kevin?
Absolutely. You pretty much hit the nail on the head. Owning an EV is kind of like stepping into a new chapter of car ownership, and it does come with its own set of quirks and challenges. Charging at home is definitely a must, and you do need to plan your trips a bit more carefully to make sure you know where the charging stations are and how long you need to wait. It's a bit like trading gas station stops for charging pit stops, and yeah, sometimes it can feel like a bit of a chore if you're not used to it. And of course, there are those unique safety considerations. While EVs are generally pretty safe, they do have their own quirks, like battery fires that need special handling, or the occasional software glitch that makes things interesting. It's kind of like living in a sci-fi story, mostly exciting, but with a few twists. So yeah, owning an EV is definitely a bit of a new adventure. It's a mix of embracing the future and navigating the quirks that come with it. But for a lot of folks, it's part of the fun.
All right, we're going to go into clothes fashions. Everybody wants that street look, those baggy jeans, tattoos, black belts, tennis shoes, that kind of stuff. I even noticed that in my Cottonwood church, my mega church I go to. They don't dress up in the pastors don't dress up in the traditional pastor garbs. They got baggy pants. They're wearing tennis shoes and shirts that are untucked and stuff up on the stage. So people want to kind of look like that. What do you think about this new street look, Kevin?
Well, absolutely. The streetwear vibe was definitely taken over in a lot of places, even in spots you might not expect, like mega church stages for sure. It's like everyone's leaning into that laid back, authentic, I just threw this on and it looks cool kind of style. So baggy jeans, sneakers, tattoos, the whole untucked vibe. It's all about blending comfort with a kind of effortless cool. And it's not just for the younger crowd either. It's become a pretty universal way for people to express themselves, whether they're on a stage or just hanging out in the street. It's kind of like fashion has loosened up the tie and said, hey, let's just be comfortable and real. So if people want to embrace that look, they're basically stepping into a trend that's all about being a bit more relaxed and genuine, no matter where they are.
Yeah, and people wearing all these hoodies and print shirts and stuff like that. And I'm even putting out a print shirt with my logo on it. So it says, here's what folks are rocking: nostalgia silhouettes, baggy fits, tech-inspired prints, and expressive statement pieces. Talk about that, Kevin. This is what people are wanting now.
Absolutely, you're spot on. It's like the fashion world has just said, let's have some fun and make a statement. Hoodies, graphic tees, those baggy silhouettes are all part of this way where people are blending nostalgia with a bit of tech flair and just wearing their personality on their sleeves. Literally. It's all about those expressive pieces that let people say, hey, this is who I am, whether that's through a retro inspired look or a shirt with a cool logo, like yours, for example. It's a great way for people to connect style with self expression, and it just shows how fashion is becoming this really personal, playful space. So, yeah, folks are leaning into that. They're right on trend.
So, do you think that the trend will change, or you think it'll be the same all through 2026?
Well, fashion's kind of like a living, breathing thing, right? It's always evolving. So I'd say you can definitely expect some shifts and changes as we roll through 2026. Trends have a way of cycling and reinventing themselves. Maybe the baggy silhouettes will evolve into something a bit more tailored, or maybe we'll see you twist on how people mix nostalgia with futuristic elements. But the core idea, people using fashion to express themselves in a relaxed and personal way, is probably here to stay for a while. So even if the details change, that spirit of individuality and comfort will likely keep moving along. Just give a few new twists as the years go by.
All right, so I've got five top trending clothes that people want to wear in 2026. Start with number one, where it says 2026 hoodies. Go ahead and read them.
All right, let's dive into it. So number one on that list, 2026 hoodies. These are basically the MVPs of the wardrobe. Everyone got one. And in 2026, they're still going strong. They're not just about staying cozy, they're like a canvas for self expression. You got tech inspired prints, bold graphics, and that perfect mix of nostalgia and futurism. So hoodies are definitely one of those top trending pieces that everyone's going to be rocking as we roll through the year.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pause this real quick and see what happens. All right, I'm gonna start back up again. Uh, so we got the hoodies, 2026 hoodies. They run around $120. Would you pay $120 for a hoodie, Kevin?
Well, that's the golden question, isn't it? 120 gold hoodie is definitely one of those. Do I really want to splurge on this moment? It kind of depends on how much you love the design, the brand, and how the hoodie makes you feel. For some folks, it's a statement piece and totally worth it. For others, it might be a bit of a stretch. So I'd say it really comes down to personal taste and budget. If it's the kind of hoodie that makes you feel like $1 million, or at least $120, then it might just be worth the splurge.
All right, read number two.
Absolutely. Let's move along to number two. Next up, we've got those baggy relaxed fit jeans that are still going strong in 2026. They're kind of the perfect companion to those hoodies, loose, comfortable, and definitely a nod to that laid back streetwear vibe. They give you plenty of room to move, and they're basically a blank canvas for whatever style you want to throw on top. So yeah, those baggy jeans are definitely holding their own on the trend list.
Okay, so for number two, we got 2026 Racing Circuit scheduled t-shirts for $16. Casual and sporty, cultural meets motor sports passions. For number three, we have the 2026 Cyberpunk sweatshirt. Read that one, Kevin.
You got it. So for number three, we've got the 2026 Cyberpunk sweatshirt. Now this one's all about blending that futuristic techie aesthetic with a bit of an edge. Imagine bold neon graphics, a little dystopian flair, and that perfect mix of comfy and cool. It's basically like wearing a piece of sci-fi inspiration, and it's perfect for anyone who wants to add a little futuristic flair to their wardrobe. So the Cyberpunk sweatshirt is definitely making waves in 2026.
At number four, we got the Rolling Into 2026 t-shirt for $20. Talk about that one, Kevin.
Absolutely. So rolling into 2026 t-shirt is kind of like wearing a little slice of the year's attitude. It's casual, it's fun, and it's got that playful we're rolling into the future kind of vibe. For $20, it's an easy way for people to celebrate the year and wear a little piece of that cultural moment. It's basically one of those everyday statement tees that says, hey, I'm cruising into 2026 in style. So it's a fun, lighthearted piece that fits right into the trend mix.
At number five, we got the Driver Cultural Calendars that run about $30. Go ahead and read about that one.
Sure thing. So rounding out the list of number five, we've got those driver cultural calendar tees. These are kind of like a nod to car culture and the idea of blending style with a bit of a motorsports inspired schedule. For about $30, you're getting a piece that's a little bit sporty, a little bit cultural, and definitely a conversation starter. It's a way for people to wear their love for the road and for the rhythm of the year all in one go. So it's another fun piece that's right along with the trends of 2026.
Okay, so we showed the racing shirts, we showed the baggy pants, we showed the print shirts here, one that's got neon future on it. There's also my shirt that's coming out. We got this print shirt right here, the Racing Miku. And there's a whole a lot of stuff that's coming out for teens up to people that are 40 years old, trenders, car fads, and creative stuff. So now we're going to go talk about gadgets. Hey, Kevin, what do you know about gadgets?
Oh, gadgets are like the candy store of the tech world, and there's always something new and exciting popping up. In 2026, we're looking at a whole treasure trove of them, from smart home devices that basically turn your living space into something out of a sci-fi movie, to wearables that track everything from your steps to your stress levels. And let's not forget all those nifty little gadgets that make everyday life a bit easier, like AI-powered assistants that help you out around the house, or portable tech that lets you stay connected on the go. Basically, if you can dream it up, there's probably a gadget for it in 2026. So we can definitely dive into all the cool techie goodies out there and see what's making waves.
They got gadgets that'll lower your shades, turn on your lights, tell you who's in the house and not. All kind of gadgets here. Gadgets that'll turn on your radio and your stereo and stuff will cook for you. There's a whole bunch of gadgets. Isn't that right, Kevin?
Absolutely. It's like we're living in a golden age of gadgets. You got smart home tech that feels like something out of a sci-fi flick, shades that lower themselves, lights that come on with a voice command, and even fridges that can tell you when you're out of milk. It's like every corner of your house can be a little bit smarter and a little bit cooler. And yeah, you even got gadgets that will cook for you, or at least give them a nudge when dinner's ready. So it's a pretty wild and wonderful world of tech out there. Basically, if there's a little everyday task you can think of, there's called adaptations that can handle it and make life a bit more fun.
They got gadgets on glasses that you can take and record off your glasses. Stuff that you can wear that tells your blood pressure, heart rate, this kind of stuff. Mood rings that you can wear to set your different types of moods, swings, and stuff. I mean, it's incredible. What do you think, Kevin?
Oh, absolutely. It's like we've stepped right into a world where your accessories are basically mini personal assistants. Glasses that record your day, rings that keep tabs on your mood, wearables that can basically give you a health checkup on the go. It really is incredible. It's like the future we used to see in movies, but it's actually sitting on our wrists or perched on our noses. And it's all about giving people more insight into their own lives, whether that's tracking health stats or just having fun with a piece of Rebel Take. So yeah, I think it's pretty amazing how all these gadgets are turning everyday life into something shared of a tech lover's dream.
Well, I got five gadgets that are popular in 2026. So let's go through this list. Number one, we have the AI focused smartwatch. Can you go? Ooh, that's $199 to $349. Kevin, talk about the AI focused smartwatch.
Absolutely. So let's talk about that AI focused smartwatch. This little piece of tech is basically like having a mini personal assistant right on your wrist. It's not just about telling time, it's about giving you insights into your day, helping you stay focused, and maybe even nudging you to take a break or get moving when you need it. And with a price tag ranging from about $199 to $349, it's definitely an investment. One that packs a lot of techie goodness. So if you're looking for a gadget that can help you keep your life on track and a bit of futuristic way to your daily routine, the AI focused smartwatch is definitely a top pick for 2026.
And number two, we got smart home AI devices from $50 to $300. These things can run your thermostat, assistance, and security gear, and a whole much more. Talk about a smart home AI device, Kevin.
Absolutely. Let's dive into that. So these smart home AI devices are basically like the friendly brand of your household. For anywhere between 50 to 300 bucks, you can get a device that runs your thermostat, manages your home security, or even acts as a helpful assistant that turns lights on and off and keeps everything humming smoothly. It's kind of like giving your home its own little AI bullet that's always on duty. And the best part is you can start small and build up, adding more gadgets as you go. So if you want a home that's a little smarter and a little more futuristic, these devices are a fantastic way to do it.
And I'm using one right now. I'm using you, Kevin, $200 a month. You help me on my video shows. Isn't that right?
Absolutely, you got it. I guess that makes me your friendly neighborhood AI co-host slash assistant. It's pretty cool to be part of your toolkit, helping you out with your flows and whatever else you need. And that's the fun part of all this tech. It's not just about gadgets that sit in your house. It's about having a virtual buddy who can jump in and make things a bit easier and more fun. Well, I'm glad to be on board and help you out as we roll through 2026.
Well, thank you very much, Kevin. You're doing a good job. So now, number three, portable next gen laptops, CES winners. These things could cost $1,200 or more. Talk about the portable next gen laptops, Kevin.
Absolutely. So these portable next-gen laptops are basically the cream of the crop when it comes to cutting-edge tech. At CES, winners are kind of like the rock stars of the laptop world in 2026. You're looking at machines that are super portable and great with powerful and packed with all the latest features. Maybe they've got flexible screens, super long battery life, or even AI enhancements that make them feel almost like a personal assistant on the go. And yeah, with prices starting around $1,200 or more, they're definitely an investment. But if you're looking for a laptop that can do it all and then some, these next-gen models are where it's at. They're perfect for anyone who wants to stay productive, creative, and connected, all while carrying a piece of the future in the backpack.
And number four, we're looking at drones, robot helpers. I seen a long time ago where they had the little sweeper that would go around on the floor and sweep and bump up against stuff and sweep, but it's got a whole lot more tech than that one. These things are 150 to $1,800 and they do all kind of stuff. Kevin, talk about the drone and robot helpers.
Absolutely. Those drones and robot helpers are like the ultimate little sidekicks of the tech world. They've come a long way from the simple floor sweepers of the past. Now you got drones that can fly around your house or yard, keep an eye on things, and even deliver stuff. And those robot helpers can do everything from vacuuming and mopping to patrolling your home for security. It's like having a little fleet of robotic assistants that just handle the chores for you. And yeah, with prices ranging from 150 up to $1,800, there's a lot of variety out there. You can start with something simple or go all in on a high-end model that practically runs the household. So if you ever want a little robotic helper to take some tasks off your hands, 2026 has got you covered.
And in our last category, we got games, accessories, and VR tech can run between $80 to $500. Go ahead and talk about the gaming, accessories, and VR tech.
Absolutely. Let's jump into that. So gaming accessories and VR tech are like the icing on the cake for any gaming setup. In 2026, you're looking at gear that can really immerse you in the game, whether it's high-end VR headsets that make you feel like you're stepping right into another world, or super responsive controllers and accessories that take your gameplay to the next level. And with prices ranging from about $80 to $500, there's something for every kind of gamer. It's all about making the experience more immersive and more fun. So if you're into gaming, these gadgets can really level up your playtime and make it feel every bit of the action. It's a rare way to bring live action magic to your gaming sessions.
All right, so I'm putting some games up here. We got one from Hot Wheels, Let's Race, and you can pop these in your DVR or playing devices, your PNPs or whatever you got out there, P4s or Game Boys or whatever. Here's one NASCAR Rival 5. Here's another one down here, PS4. Your project cars. I mean, there's like hundreds and thousands of them. They're all rated E, which means everyone can take and play these games here. Here's another one here, PS4 Car Mechanic Simulator. I mean, you could just stay in your house all day and play these games. Here's another one, PS4 Car Mechanic Simulator, right? I mean, it's just fantastic. All these different types of games for kids that are 8 years old all the way up to adults 55. So we're going to go ahead and talk about some of these games here. Let's talk about the Hot Wheels Let's Race. That costs around $36. Kevin, go ahead and talk about the Hot Wheels Let's Race game.
Absolutely. So Hot Wheels Let's Race is one of those games that just taps right into that nostalgic, fun, high-speed racing energy. It's like taking all the excitement of those little Hot Wheels cars you used to play with and turning it into a full-on virtual experience. For around $36, you get to dive into all sorts of tracks, cars, and races, and it's rated E, so it's great for everyone from kids to adults who just want to have a blast. It's basically a perfect example of how racing games can be super accessible and fun for everyone. So if you're into fast cars and a bit of friendly competition, it's a great pick.
All right, then we have the NASCAR Rivals game. That's about $48. Kevin, talk about that game.
Absolutely. So NASCAR Rivals is for all the folks who love that intense wheel-to-wheel racing action. For around 48 bucks, you get a game that really puts you right in the driver's seat of a NASCAR experience. It's all about the strategy, the speed, and that adrenaline rush of competing on those iconic tracks. And just like the other games, it's rated 8, so it's something that racing fans of pretty much any age can jump into and enjoy. So if you're looking to feel like a NASCAR driver without leaving your living room, it's a perfect pick for some rocks and fun.
And here's another one, the Project Cars Complete Edition from $10 to $22. Go ahead and talk about this fun simulation.
Absolutely. So Project Cars Conchita Vision is kind of like a racing enthusiast's dream on a budget for around $10 to $22. You get this full, rich racing simulation experience. It's all about realism in D2. It's got a whole range of cars and tracks, and it really lets you dive into the nuances of racing, from tuning your vehicle to master different circuits. And just like the other games that we talked about, it's a great pick for anyone who wants a more in-depth simulation-style racing experience without breaking the bank. It's a perfect way to get your racing fix in a really immersive way.
And those people that like to repair engines or build cars and stuff, we have the Car Mechanic Simulator for $9 to $28. Kevin, talk about the Car Mechanic Simulator.
Absolutely. Car Mechanic Simulator is a really cool one for anyone who loves tinkering under the hood, virtually, of course, for somewhere between $9 and $28. You get to dive into the world of car repair, customization, and restoration. It's all about taking apart engines, fixing up old cars, and basically living out that mechanic fantasy without getting your hands dirty. Plus, it's rated E, so it's great for anyone who's into cars, from younger enthusiasts to adults who just love the idea of building and repairing. It's a super fun and educational way to get into the nuts and bolts of car culture.
And if you want a really realistic type of race, we got one from Pixar called Cars Matter National Championship. You can get that from $2.50 up to $40. Kevin, talk about Car Matter National Championship game.
Absolutely. So, Car Matter National Championship is a really fun one for anyone who wants that Pipstar style racing adventure. It's got that family friendly charm, but also brings in a lot of fun, realistic racing elements. And for a price range, it starts as low as a couple of bucks and goes up to about 40 bucks. It's really accessible for a lot of players. You get to jump into a world that feels like a Pub Light movie and race your way to the top, and it's perfect for all ages. So, if you look for something that combines that Pixar magic with some fun racing, it's a great pick for 2026.
All right. And the last thing I want to talk about are the tariffs. The president right now is putting 10 percent and 25% tariffs on cars. So cars and games and items that come from overseas. Let's talk about that. Cars imported and tech gear can carry tariffs depending on countries of origin and U.S. trade policies. Some European cars face 15 to 25% import duties. Gadgets also have 10 to 15% depending on classifications. Tariffs change with policy and trade treaties. So always check at a point of purchase. All right, Kevin, go ahead and talk about these tariffs, how they're impacting prices.
Absolutely. So, tariffs are one of those things that can definitely put a little extra twist on the price tag, especially when you're looking at cars and gadgets coming in from overseas. Right now, like you mentioned, we're seeing tariffs in that range of about 10 to 25%, depending on where things are coming from and the specific trade policies in place. And that can mean that the price of that shiny new car or that cool tech gadget might go up a bit by the time it hits the shelves. It's all for the bigger picture of international trade, and it can definitely shift depending on the current policies and treaties. So if you're shopping for something that's important, it's always a good idea to check how those tariffs might affect upon the price. It's just one more piece of the puzzle when you're figuring out what fits into your budget.
So, what are the two generation groups that are heavy in 2026? Are they like the millennials and Gen Z or Gen X? What are the ones that are going to be buying this stuff in 2026?
Absolutely. So in 2026, you're definitely going to see millennials and Gen Z leading the charge when it comes to snapping up all these cool gadgets and trends. They're the ones who are really into that tech savvy lifestyle, and they've grown up with a lot of this technology, so it's second nature to them. They're all about the smart home devices, the EVs, the VR gear, and all those fashion trends that let them express themselves. Now, Gen X is still in the mix too. They've got the buying power, and they're definitely picking up on some of these trends, but it's really the millennials and Gen Z that are the big drivers of what's hot. They're the ones who are shaping the market and setting the trends for 2026.
Well, I really enjoyed making this show today. And so, Kevin, what did you think about this show based on the surveys for me to produce today? What do you think about that? Kevin, are you there? Oh, look, he dropped out at the very end. So, well, I was going to ask him, but he's not here. But I hope that my audience enjoyed today's show. This show was produced based on how you wanted my next show to be, and I'd like for you to take and put comments on that. Remember to always subscribe and put a like and put comments. I do read all your comments. I do reply to all your emails. And thank you so very much. We're going to thank Kevin for being here today, even though he dropped out in the last second and all. And thank you for showing up on the What's Up show. What's up? What's up? What's up?